What is up, YouTube? It feels like it has been forever, because it has. It's been a really long time since I posted anything. Got a couple projects going on. I was pretty young, decided that didn't really want to waste the time taking the videos at that point in time. I was just too excited and forgot most of the time to pull the camera out with what I was doing. Didn't really know a whole lot, kind of jumped in head first with that JK that I had, ended up going really big, breaking some stuff and figuring out what to do, what not to do, and what to do. And now, you know, life's changed a little bit. I'm married, a few dogs, we've moved a long ways from the Okanagan. Made some really good friends out there, did a bunch of wheeling, and now we're kind of, you know, restarting in the kind of the Kootenay area. Yeah, well, big changes going on. But I have a couple different projects now too. One really cool one that's going to be ongoing, big project, and then kind of a daily driver, new fun toy. So these are them. This is my baby. It's a 96 F-150 with a 351 that had a bunch of stuff done to it. Heads, cam, headers, big intake, a little bit of the lift, all the fun stuff. Got it all the way out here from the Okanagan, and it blew up at basically the bottom of the hill, right down there. It blew up down there at that corner. So limped it here, barely. And this is where it sits. I love this truck. I can't wait to get it back rocking, but there is some big things are going to happen before that happens. And this is the other one. So no more four-door black JK. I ended up selling it. Actually traded it for a truck and a dirt bike, and played with that for a bit. And now we've made some changes. You know, we've got this thing in a car and the other truck. So this is the toy as of right now. It is a 19 Wrangler Sport with a few things done to it. Got a bunch of stuff off of a Rubicon and have done some changes since then. It's got the sliders, got the full size tire, spare tire on the rear, 35s, the TMR bumper. I did have a Rubicon steel bumper, but that has changed since. 2.5 inches of lift with Foxes. And today, the plan is, since we have made our journey, we no longer have to drive almost 1,000 kilometers from our old place to our new place. We are going to pull the front sway bar back off this thing, so we want to go do some wheeling here soon. The Frank slide isn't too far away. It's about an hour away, and there's an old ghost town that you can supposedly drive up to, which would be kind of really cool. So we're going to take some video doing that. But today we're going to take the sway bar off, and I'm going to kind of show what it's all about. First, I want to go get this thing cleaned up, because it doesn't look overly dirty, but it is all calcium and road salt and stuff like that, and I really would like to keep this thing for a long time, so I don't want it to rust. So we're gonna go give it a wash and then pull the sway bar off. Alright guys, so what we are going to do today is we're going to take the Jeepus here, as my wife lovingly calls it. You can see the name on the side, and we're going to remove the sway bar. It is super simple. I personally like taking the sway bar off completely. It is 4 bolts extra if you take them on and off frequently, or if your vehicle is new, you don't have to worry about it being seized up or anything like that. It takes 5 minutes. You take the 2 bolts out of the links on the axle itself, 4 bolts out of the frame on the sway bar, take the sway bar out of the way, you don't have to worry about it breaking or trying to zip tie it up, or, you know, having it in the wrong spot when you know, your suspension starts to flex and articulate and you're turning or something like that and you catch the sway bar. I've seen guys blow sidewalls out doing that. I don't like to do it. So all you need, I mean, you don't need this. You can use just a ratchet if you have it, or an open end, whatever the case may be. You need a 15 mil socket, doesn't have to be deep. Doesn't really make a difference. 18 mil open end, and an 18 mil socket as well, which I actually forgot now that I'm realizing. So I'm gonna have to go grab that. But an 18 mil socket, a 15 mil socket, an 18 mil open end, and either a wrench, an impact, something like that. And it'll take like 5 minutes, and we'll have the sway bar off and be ready to hit the trail. First things first, I've actually cut these little fangs off of my frame, so I've got a little extra space. But it is this simple. So it is those 2 bolts there. See the 2 over there, this one guy here, and that over there. You can see my wheels are turned in quite a ways right now. Just makes it a little bit easier to access that side, and we'll turn them back into this side. But for now, we're going to pop these off just because it makes it a little bit easier. Takes a little bit of stress off these bolts so they don't bind up as much, just in case the vehicle's sitting a little sideways or something. So hopefully the battery's good. Pop these guys out. And usually what I like to do when I get over to this side here, I'll take this one out. And I'll loosen this one off and then leave it just with a couple threads in so I can grab the sway bar so it doesn't just knock you on the head when it's coming down. Alright, so that's loose there. We're going to go up here, I'm going to take this off. Like these things are pretty new on this thing, so they come out pretty easy, but drop that out of the way. Now, this is loose. I need new sway bar links, it moves around a lot. But that's loose. Just drop it down, let it sit on top of your tie rod there, or drag link, and yeah, once that's out of the way, we'll pop these guys off, and then we're good to go. You can see I got the wheels cranked to the side. It just gives you a ton of room. I can get in here, you know, lots of room to get in. This one's nice and easy. It's got a little I don't even know what you want to call that. It's a nut with a little wing on the back there so it won't spin, so you can just grab on here. You don't need any other tools on this side. That socket I forgot we'll use for the other side. Doesn't take much to see that little wing swings back. Alright, so this one's a little different. You can see that side over there had a wing nut on it. You can see it's on the sway bar link there. I kind of take all my hardware off and put them back where they came from just so I don't lose anything. This side is just a bolt and nut. You just undo it, throw the sway bar out of the way. We'll take these bolts that came out of the sway bar brackets that go into the frame, pop them back in there so there's no grime built up in those threads. Nothing gets wrecked, and it's easy to put this thing back in place. Alright guys, so that's really it. Yeah, so it's that simple. There really isn't a whole lot to it. Sway bar is out, few tools, you know, 18 mil open end, 18 mil socket, ratchet or an impact, ratchet for this side, for the side with the nut and the bolt on the sway bar, just because there's not quite enough room just making there. I guess you could if you wanted to, but it's a little bit easier with the ratchet. And the sway bar pops out. It takes 2 seconds. Again, you don't have to deal with the bar being up in the way, snapping a freaking zip tie, you know, putting one of these links into the inside sidewall on your tire. It's actually what happened to the old set of tires on this thing. It had a set of, so I got Tear Grappler G2s on it now, and it did have a set of these. It had a set of General Grabber ATs on it. Now, they are okay. I don't really like them to begin with. There's not really a lot of tread. It's not really a mud tire. It's kind of just a big highway tire. Same thing with these, but they are a little bit more aggressive. And these stick really well to the rocks. And crank the tire, caught the tie rod, and put a big gouge on the inside of the tire, right close, right about right here, all the way around on the inside of the tire. So it rendered that one not good, and they were almost done anyway, so I decided to get a new set of tires. Wish I would have gone up in size, but that's okay. The next set's going to be a set of 37s. These will be our winters. Anyway, yeah. And as far as you can tell, too, I know I did say rust. I get that these things are aluminum and they're not going to rust, but I'm talking about this kind of stuff. You know, axles rusting, hardware rusting, frame, you know, welds in the shock towers rusting. And I think this thing's new. This thing's got 40,000 kilometers on it. Like, it's quite new. It's not old by any means, and it's starting to get some corrosion. So we try to keep the best care of it we can. Yeah, so got it a little bit clean, got the sway bar off. Now we're ready to rock. I think we're gonna try to get together with I guess there's a group called Lethbridge Jeeps that comes out this way and does a little bit of wheeling every once in a while, and we're gonna try to get together with some people and start learning the area, start playing with this thing again. It's been a little bit too long since we just moved, so we'll take some more videos and see you out there soon.